all. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa District, Latur in Maharashtra State. It's organized a world record daily webinar series 2. Today we are covering 352nd day of the series, and the keynote speaker for today's session is with us Honorable Dr. Sandra Kirthy ma'am. So first of all, I heartily welcome madam for the dais. I welcome the chief organizer of the series, our ideal principal, Dr. M. Bedkar sir. Also welcomes faculties from my college and all those dear participants. The topic for today's presentation is True Leadership with Divinity. Now the keynote speaker, in short, I would like to introduce Dr. Sandra Kirthy ma'am. She is serving as an associate professor. She is from Hyderabad, Amity University, that is Amity Global Business School at Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. So with this brief introduction, now I request to you, madam, please start your presentation on the topic True Leadership with Divinity. You are most welcome.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for the introduction. Sorry for the inconvenience, like I was setting the my device here. So good evening, everybody. Thank you to the organizers, especially Dr. Bedkar sir, principal of Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya, for providing such a great platform for us to exchange our knowledge with all good speakers, in fact. And this is a really great opportunity for me. And this platform really empowering, encouraging, motivating, especially the women. So thank you for showing the value and giving opportunity for women on this platform, in this webinar. Now I would like to present on the topic of, as already said in the introduction, True Leadership with Divinity. Could you please give me 1 minute to insert my PPT, sir?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Please.
Bedkar sir, I will be deliver the lecture, no problem, sir. Okay, yes.
Slide. So the PPT is visible, sir?
It will take some moments, madam. Still, it is not visible. Now it's visible, madam. Please continue.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Shall I start, sir? It's visible?
Yes,
Shall I
madam.
start, sir?
Yes,
Okay.
madam. It's already 8 p.m. We start it at 8 p.m. Now it's 8:10. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Just it's okay, sir. Right. So true leadership with, please don't on the true leadership with divinity. So let us see what is leadership. Leadership is the art of directing, motivating, guiding, and leading a group in achieving a goal. This is a very common definition. Like leadership, like as we all know, leadership can be defined as one's ability to get others to follow willingness. So why I have taken this leadership is, the leadership is required everywhere, in fact. Leadership is required at home as a head. Leadership is required in the community. Leadership is required in the organization. Leadership is required in the institutions. Leadership is required as well in the nation. Like we see the political leaders, we see the organization leaders. So this leadership plays a very important role everywhere. So now let's look how the divinity leadership go with. A divinity leadership is having a vision from God and with a clear picture of where to go, how to lead the people and directions in achieving the purpose and will of God successfully. See, you are a just common leader, but you need a divine power as well to get success in your leadership. So if you want to get success, you have to have a direction from God. When you have a direction from God, when the power comes from God, then it is a divine leader and you will be successful. Like what it is about a divine leader. See, the divine leader, mainly the divine leadership, will look into these components. The number one is the divine leader chosen by the will of God. Chosen by the will of God means, see, that it is chosen by the people, in fact, but the chosen by the society, chosen by the organization. But when it is chosen by the organization, it is indicated that as a divine leader, when you think as a divine leader, it is something, the position or the power which is coming from God, if you think. And then the followers accept the divine leader. Here, the followers means the disciples or the people, the one in the organization. So the people the wherever you are, the society or the people around you, or if you want to become a leader around in the society or in the organization or anywhere, so accepts, when they are accepts wholeheartedly. In fact, if they listen whatever you say, that that is something which you need a power to attract the people. When the followers attracts you, then it is something that you are connected with divine, you're connected with God. So when we look to the divine leadership, it will be with the perfect communication of the vision. So the vision means, see, as a leader, you want to make your organization somewhere a number one organization with your leadership, or wherever you are. So when you want to become a leader, okay, so you have a vision. So that vision, you need to fulfill that vision, and that vision should be perfect. In fact, that perfection should be from God, and that perfection, whatever you are doing, your leadership, you are making your followers to do, you will get a power from God. Okay, that indicates a divine leadership. Then effective interaction between the divine leader and his followers. See, when you are going for a divine leadership, see, definitely what you do, like you just set up plans. You need to go for some of the activities. You have to achieve some goals, right? So with your potentialities, with your abilities, whatever you have the talents and all, you need to attract the people. You need to convince the people to do that work done, or you should have an art of making the people work done. So when you get that confidence, if that power comes from God, power comes from divinity, in fact. Okay, so that helps you to interact in a better way to your followers, to the people, those around you, as a team leader, or whatever, the team or the group or the individual, whatever you call. And when you communicate to them, they definitely accept you. Okay, so you are not a simple leader, right? So you have a power. You have power from God. Then definitely they will go for an execution of that. Whatever you say, they will definitely execute. They definitely do it for you. They definitely helps you in achieving the targets, achieving the goal, whatever it is. Okay. The next, if you go with the divine leadership, we could understand how the will of God makes with the divine leader. He must be noted to balance the four elements. What are the four elements to be action center leadership? Number one is obtaining a vision from God. See, wherever the leadership is, whether you are an organization or whether you are in religious leader, you are a religious or political or in your society or institution, whatever it is, you will have some plan to do. You have a vision. Yes, I want to keep my organization number one. I want to keep, somewhere after 5 years or 10 years, my vision should be this organization should be a number one in the world or in wherever in the national level or international level or something. So that goal you have, or you need to be in a profits. If it is an organization, it is a profit oriented, or it is a charitable. So my organization should be a number one. The area, whatever you are choosing, the objective, whatever you have, that objective, what you are setting is connected with the vision, right? So that vision, you whatever the vision you have, so you just it will be, if it is according to the God's power, definitely it will be done. In fact, fine. So work tasks according to the will and the power of God. See here, when you are giving work to the team, as a team leader, when you're giving work to the people, so definitely they will accept to your words. The individual followers obey the divine leader. So when you have the power, when you have the will of God, when you want a vision to be fulfilled, okay, so definitely the individual or followers will obey you, will accept you, will will go according to your words, right? So team will achieve a goal, or goal achieved, and you will be achieved whatever it leads to the organization achievement. Right. So this is how it goes with the divine leadership. So like when we look to the divine leader put God in center. So if you want to make a decision making, put God. Yes, I want power. I want something which should come internally. So the guidelines are there, the organization guidelines are there, the whatever the rules and regulations are there, given by the organization, given by the institution, or given by the politicals, or whatever it is. But when you just put God, whatever the activities you are going to do it, if you put the God in center as a divine leader, then your vision will be fulfilled. Then the group will accept you, and the task will be done. What the work will be done, the expected work properly, it will be executed, and the individual will listen to you, will come before you. In fact. So this is a circle which this divine leadership, it's my thought. Okay. So it's own points, my own points. This is the way what I think and what I have framed it. So it is not from any source, so it is my own thought, own idea, how the divine leadership goes with. So when you put the God in center, whatever the activities you are going to do, if you want to fulfill the vision, put God first. If the group wants to listen you, put God first. If the work, God first. Put the everything before God, and definitely your objectives will be achieved. Okay. Now let's see quickly, as we are falling short of time. So divine leadership, what are the characteristics? Characteristics of divine leadership. Now, when you're saying that you are a divine person, divine leader, then you should have faith. Without faith, you can't achieve. When you're putting God first, when you are praying, or when you are into when you want God to be there with you for your leadership, the faith is must. You have to think that it will be done. It will be happen. So my objective will be done. My goal will be done. So with that faith, in fact, with that faith, if you have that faith, definitely you will achieve as a divine leader. Now, as I told you, you should have a dreams, you should have a vision. If there is no vision and there is no power of God, okay, so your vision won't be fulfilled. So one of the characteristics is a vision. Vision should have, that vision should come from God. Yes, I should become number one somewhere. After 5 years or 10 years, my organization should be like this. So you should have that vision. Then humility, you should have an humbleness. So humbleness means what? You have to listen to the members. Okay, what the members require, and really your vision is reaching to them or not. Are you communicating to them? Okay, so are listening to them, their problems, and it is helping you to achieve your vision or not. So you sometimes as a leader, you should be humble. As a divine leader, you should not go like giving a showing the power on them, or telling them you have to do this, that, and all. So don't command them, in fact. Okay, so you should be humble sometimes, right? You should be humble to take the work done from them. Then authority and power. So when you have the authority and power, this authority and power which should come from God, in fact. Okay, you should not show power on the people. Okay, you should show to some extent when work is not done. So the power whatever you are using, okay, this power should come from God. Definitely the people will attract, they come they attract to your words, and definitely they will do it. Okay, so inspirational, you should be like a role model. You should inspire, like, so you already know that. So you should be honest. So when you are a divine leader, okay, if you want to be a perfect divine leader, you should be honest to the people, okay, to fulfill your vision. And the same time, you should be very courageous and fearlessness. Look for a forwardness. See, as a leaders, worldly leaders, when we look to the common leaders, no, they have a fear. Yes, these people will do it or not. I'm going to achieve the goals or not. So my targets will be fulfilled or not. Okay, so this kind of fear will be within their hearts and minds, and there will be a lot of tensions and all, right? So you should be, avoid those all. You should away from, when you have that, when you are with God, when you put the God in center. Okay, so you should be very courageous. You should be bold enough to tackle some of the situations. The failures will happen. Okay, the failures will every failures will be there. When failures are there, that failures help you to be a success, right? So when you are failed, you should be very bold, very courageous. You should be fearless. Ask God, put God first. Yes, then you will be number one. In fact, you will get whatever you want to be. Then command and laws. You have some of the commands and laws to be followed when you go for a divine leadership. So these laws and commands, whatever you are setting it, the people should accept, the individual should accept, the group should accept, and they have to listen whatever you say. Okay, then when you do all these things, right, then you see the wonders, you see the miraculous things. That means what? Something happened. See, I never expected that this going to be happen. Okay, so you think, yes, the task and whatever you have done, you have said, you have told, whatever you have made a decision, whatever, it has gone very smoothly, and you have achieved it, and you see the wonders. In fact, you might have like wonders in the sense you thought that I'm going to attain 80%. Okay, 80% of the objective, but you have seen more than, the more than 80% or 100% of your objectives done, your goals have done. It's something, you see the miracles and wonders when you go with the divine power, right? Then continuous prayer and fasting. So when you got a miracle, when you got the objective done, and then you should not live. Yes, I've done it. I've got it. Then I no need, I should not go with the divinity now. I got it. So yeah, that should not be there, right? So you should have a continuous prayer. Yes, I achieved this. The next achievement, what next? Next achievement, what next? So all such things you have to go with the characteristics. So then creativity and assertiveness. So when you have a divine power, definitely that divine power will lead you to have some creativity. Go with a different way, different approach, or differently you will act differently. You go with the decision making, and you go with the innovative way. Okay, you have some creative ideas. You will get a creative ideas when divine power comes on you, right? Now, the power to overcome evil or enemy is a very, very important here. When you have a divine power, definitely you will overcome whoever the enemy comes and attacks you. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of the divine leadership. Now, the next one, some of the leadership styles. As well, a common leader has this leadership style: transformational leadership style, charismatic leadership style, transactional leadership style, autocratic and democratic leadership style. These all are very common in leadership. Now, this transactional leadership style, which is connected with the divine power, that means when you want to transform the people's mind towards you, whatever you say, they will accept. They'll become a followers of you, in fact. Okay. So that let everything goes in a transformational way. That transformation word, which is a very important, and it is connected with the divine. So when you have the divine power, so definitely this kind of a style, whatever the transformation style, will it changes with your they will inspire. They go for a proper execution, and you will be changing completely their mindset. In fact, they will listen to you, and they will leadership. This transformation leadership serves to enhance the motivation of the followers through different methods. In fact, so this you have some power. Yes, whatever you say, they will just look at you and they go for the transformation. So as you know, the charismatic also, the charismatic leadership is also is connected with the divinity. Okay, so this charisma, the people, whoever looks at you, they just attract towards you. In fact, so you should this transformation leader, and also called the charismatic leaders as well. Okay, so they will look at you. They'll the transforming of the people into the leadership vision. When we see whatever the vision you have, they will work for that vision. They'll work for the objective. They'll direct towards you, their personality, their actions, and everything, whatever. So they will come towards you. So why? Because you have put the God in center, like divine. I'm talking about the divine leader. Okay. So this is one, the transformational and charismatic goes together. Then transactional leader. So transactional leader is a leadership. Whatever the God is telling you, you're just telling that to the people. It's only the giving information to the people. Whatever is there in your mind, you are just telling them, yes, you have to do this, that, and all. And then you are trying to take work from them. That's it. Okay. Then autocratic and democratic. So this is, you already know, you're giving a freedom and all. So these are some of the styles, like transformational and charismatic is very important in this divine leadership. So these two are a very important styles when we see with a divine. I mean, it will be with a divine. Okay. So the next one is, this is a very important one. The essential elements of successful divine leadership. So you want to be a successful divine leadership, wherever it is, in the organization or in your community or at home or in a nation or wherever. Okay. So you want to become a political leader or you want to become a community leader or organization leader. So wherever the leadership. Now, what are the essential things which is connected with the divine? Okay. Should be a servant of God. Servant of the God in the sense you're obeying the God's word. Whatever the God wants you to do, you're following. That means servant of God means you're following whatever God commands and whatever the God laws are there, whatever the God wants you to do, you're just doing. Then you are listening to the God and you are, whatever is coming to you, you are listening to the God and you are delivering that before the people, right? Before your followers. So they should be there. Then must be a fear of God. See, fear of God is a very important thing. See, you have to believe that God will guide you. You have to believe that God will lead you. You have to believe that God is first and then next everything, right? Whatever the task you do, whatever you do it as a leader, that God fear if you have means you put God first, right? Then love of God. If you love the God, then you know, right? So you, whatever the God says, you're listening, and then whatever God wants from you, you're just doing it. Then God's presence and the spirit guidance will be there. Okay. So, and then purity and walk in the spirit. What by purity and walk in the spirit means you are a divine leader. When you are a divine leader, you should be an example to others. You should be a role model to others. The leader is only wrong. The leader is going in a wrong direction. Okay. If the leader is not right, then the followers won't obey to you. Okay, so you should be pure first, you should be correct first, you should be right first, and then you have to lead the people. Fine. So purity and walk in the spirit. Why I'm saying the purity here? They must be a righteous and just. Righteous. Why I'm telling this is because we see so many things around us. So when we should not fall into the temptations. Okay, we should not see we are in this world, the all wrong things will attack us. Okay, so our mind and heart directs to go to the wrong things. Yes, I have to do something wrong so that I'll get happiness and joy, whatever. Okay, so that should not be there. When you are righteous, when you are pure, so you should be very, very, very confident of yourself, and you should try to overcome those all and go walk according to the God. Walk according to the spirit means walk according to the God. So be a righteous person. Okay, then you will be an example to others. They will follow you, and they want, yes, I want to be like that leader. So that leadership, I really like that leadership. So I want to be that leader. Right. So thank and praise God. When you received a miracle, when you have seen the 100% profits, when divine power has come on you, and then you have seen the miraculous things, then same time you have to thank God and the praise God. Okay, so thanking and praising, worshipping, you already know, right? So you have to sacrifice something. Yes, God has given me, so I have to do something to the God, right? Then acceptable in the sight of God. Whatever the activity you are doing, whatever you are doing, okay, so it should be acceptable to God. It should not be acceptable to the people. It should not be acceptable to the congregation, or it should not be acceptable to the employees. It should not be acceptable to the people. It should be acceptable to the God. If it is acceptable to the God, definitely it will be accepted to the people. So first we should think as a divine leader, whatever I'm doing, is it acceptable to God or what? Okay. Then sanctify daily life. Daily life means, see, when we are living, when the days are going by, so we are living means it's only God's grace, right? So every day we have to pray, we have to ask God, God, you please give us the knowledge, wisdom. Please give us the guidance, the direction. Okay, I want your presence all the time. So first you have to pray, morning or whatever. It's depending upon your schedule, right? So sanctify daily life. You have to be pure. You have to ask God, God, I want your power to be there. Then God's refuge and strength. When you, as a divine leader, when you sanctify daily life, when you pray every morning, then God's refuge will be there. The enemy will not attack you. Okay, the God's strength will be there. So you will be a successful, right? Success in fulfilling God's will be called as a divine leader. That means as a person, as a as a leader, okay, if you want to achieve with a divine power, that will be a successful, and it will be a will of God. So when you ask God, God, I don't have strength, I don't have abilities, I don't have potentialities, I don't have the knowledge. So I need your power, I need your strength. So I sometimes I fall, I'm scared to go ahead with this typical situations, to go with this turbulent situations. So I need your power. So you just, then the God will help you in doing all such things, and you will be a successful person, a divine successful person, successful divine leadership you will see. So these are some of the elements, essential elements of successful divine leadership. So we as a leader, we need to have this. If we have this, you see wonders and miracles and whatever. You just see, you will be in colors, in fact, right? So just 5 minutes. Then all leaders of the world, such as political or spiritual or any kind of leader, should take the responsibility and must possess these essential elements in leading the people. If you have this, definitely you will be a successful person. So all the leaders of the world, whatever the leadership you are doing, okay. So when you are guiding a person, when you want to achieve something as a leader, so you need to have a spirituality, you need to have a God with you. Okay, then you will see wonders. And their leadership will be with a divine power, and God will bless them in all endeavors. So this is the word I want to tell you. So this leadership, whatever leadership comes from God, then you will be successful. So the God should be there. As why I'm saying is, we are living, we came to this world, the God is there, God is a creator, the heaven and earth, God created, He's a creator, and we are there only because of God. So whatever the activities we do as a leader, so we need a power for the successful leadership. Okay. So this is only the thing I want to say. So one of the psalmists, okay. So for the divine leader, one of the psalmists beautifully explained that. So we came to this world only because of God's creation, right? So God has searched you to be a leader. See, just I want to read it. There's the red color passage here. God has searched you to be a leader. So sometimes what will happen, you want to become a leader, but you won't become a leader. Okay, when it is according to God's will, then you will become a leader, right? So many times you will try. I want to become a leader, a political leader. I want to become an organization leader. I want to become a community leader. But that chance won't come. But the one who won't think that I want to become a leader, but that opportunity comes to them in fact. So God has searched you to be a leader and knows you. He knows where you are going, down, sitting, and uprising. God knows already your paths and directions. Okay. So God knows that you will become a leader one day and you're going to lead the people, and God will watch you. God will do wonders to you. Why? Because the God presence are there with you. You are born as a leader, in fact. You're born as a leader, right? So there is a much difference of making a leader and born leader. So when you are born as a leader, that means it is coming from, that means that indicates that the divine power will be there with you wherever you go and whatever place wherever you are in, right? So from, see here, at the dangerous places and different situations, also God will help you to come out with. So God has searched us, in fact. Yes, when you are want to become a leader, the God has searched you and He knows you that you will become a leader one day, in fact, right? So the God's guidance will be there. Use a God's omniscience, that is a God's guidance in life and times of awareness in the, when you are in the problem, when you're in depression and the failure, the shortcomings, inconsistent, when we are far short of our best, then God will look after you, in fact. Okay, when you are divine, when divine power is there with you. So God knows you before you came into this world. In your mother's womb, He has selected you. Fearfully and marvelously He made. And when you are chosen by God, and when God said you want to become a leader, you will become a leader, and God will be there with you forever. So this is how it goes. Just I want to go with the last slide. It's already late. So there's a link here, a provider link here. There's www.flipkart. So there is my book is there here. There's on True Leadership with Divinity. So those who want to buy, those who want to read my book, you can. I'm the author of True Leadership with Divinity. So you can have that book. And for if you want to have a further information, if you want to know what I have presented in the book, so you can just read the book. So thank you so much for the opportunity given to me. So I will just 2 minutes. I'll just on my. Just 2 minutes. Huh? Am I visible, sir? Audible? Hello?
Yes, madam, you are audible.
I'm visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. So this is my book, sir. This is my book. I think it's visible, right? True Leadership with Divinity. So this is my book. This is the book available on social platforms, on Flipkart and then all the buying platforms. Then you can just buy my book if for further information. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you understood how the divine leadership goes. Why? Because leadership is everywhere and we need power of God. So without God's power, we can't achieve, we won't be as successful, in fact. So every moment, every day, we need to pray God that this should be successful. And especially when we are in trouble time, when we are in difficult situations, the people won't accept us sometimes and the things won't go according to our plan. So that time we'll be in tension. That time, we'll ask God, what's this happening? So when you ask God that time, then definitely the God will lead you, guide you, and you will be a successful person. Okay, we are in this world. The world is there, and we are going with the worldly things. But when that worldly things are connected with the divine, then you will see wonders. So this is a message I want to give through my book. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. For the participants, for your valuable time. So thank you so much for this platform given to me. So I hope it is it helped, my presentation helped you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, madam, for the wonderful presentation. Now it's a time for discussion. Dear participant,
So after my session, it will be possible because I will discuss the same subject. It means the continuous talks on the educational leadership, which is explained by the Sandra Kirthy, associate professor from Hyderabad.
participants
The
will
Bedkar
hear the first
coordinator.
lecture, sir. If they ask the questions, they will clear the concepts, participants. So I kindly request dear participants, if you have any query regarding today's topic, that is true leadership with divinity, if you have, please come ahead, dear participants. Shankaraya Kalimat sir, please ask your question in short. Please welcome. Shankaraya sir. Then Dr. Rushi ma'am, please. Rashi ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Prashant sir. Thank you, Dr. Bedkar. Good evening. Thank you, Madam Sandra. It was a wonderful lecture. And we do agree that yes, God is everywhere, and we should, always be reminded of divinity, that it's around, and we have to take decisions based on His, omen. So my query is like, how do you see this, shift in using divinity or God as a tool, to be a leader? Or I mean, I'm of course indicating at the political scenario, where we do see that somehow things are not that personal, because God, believing in God or faith is sometimes it is a private thing for people. So when it becomes so visible, that gives a positive vibration, of course. But how do you see that if it becomes a tool to attract people, rather than focusing on the policies and everything else? So I just want your take on that.
Yes, ma'am. That was a really good question. See, the policies are everywhere. Like the political leader policies are there, and the organization leaders, the policies are there. The policies are framed with the higher authority, like with having this, going with the politics, political. You have a sections, right? So as per the sections, you have to do this, and then you have to follow this, that, and all. Okay, we are following the sections. We are following what are the rules and guidelines are there. The thing is, we are following the rules and guidelines as per the leader, and we are telling the followers to do those, to follow those guidelines, right? So when you are telling those followers, you should have faith in God. You should have yes, when I'm telling, just before telling to them, you just pray to put the God first, and then if you tell them, so that definitely will work. It should have a faith in our heart and mind. Yes, whatever I'm saying, they will definitely accept it. They will definitely do it. So that kind of a confidence we should have. That confidence will come from God only, in fact. And we should not have a doubt, yes, it will happen or not. These guys will listen or not. These people will listen or not. They'll follow me or not. So that, we should not go, should not have a negative thinking. So when you put God first, yes, this will happen, and just go ahead, whatever. So failures will come, in fact. One time you will fail. Second time you fail. So not all the time you fail, right? So definitely one day you will get a success, and have some patience, and that patience God will give you. That faith God will give you if you go with a divine power. So this is only I want to say. Hope I convinced. Right. Thank you.
Okay, fine, no issues. Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Swanand Shukla, sir.
Hello. Good evening, Dr. Bedkar sir, Principal sir. Good evening, Prashant sir. Good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation. And we were discussing leadership in several sessions. But yes, definitely you have placed a wonderful subject, divine leadership. And yes, we should have strong belief in the Creator. That is what we have to let whatever name we are calling them. But we should have strong belief. As a medical field person, also the surgeon enters into the OT operation theater. He prays to the God, Ganeshji, and then enters. I've seen a number of times. So definitely, that divine power comes, it transcends from God to us. And definitely, that is why some people call it, the doctors also God as such. But it is a reflection of that God, what we can say. And a leader who really exhibit the divine qualities in his act, I'm not saying words, but the act, yes, definitely is a divine leader. We should believe strongly in words of God, and the various holy books are there, and all those books talks about principles, they talks about the various other aspects. And I think we should follow those principles, let it may be Bhagavad Gita, let it may be a Quran Sharif, or it may be a Bible, So we have to follow those rules, they are talking about how to live a life and a truthful life, and those, divine virtues they are talking about. So I think, if we can come with this kind of virtues, yes, we can become a divine leader, no doubt. But, it should not be considered that I'm only divine. I'm a reflection of the God. That is how we have to pursue that feeling. Many of the times, people start feeling themselves as a very great personality. So I think it should not be there. We should be very humble. We should be truthful. I think all these kind of virtues, if we will try to list it, a number of you can find it out. I think that is how we can become leader, true leader. And definitely, what we are saying, we should follow first, and then we can ask people to follow it. So definitely, these are the things. But I want to ask, many of the people, they are very good with the words, they are very polite, they are very decent, they are very diplomatic in asking, to invite you, welcome you, question you. And mind you, their acts are not, they are not getting matched with that. So that is one question, that is where you'll find the people, the mimics, they are very divine people, but they are not. So how to distinguish and discriminate between these two and true and false, divine leaders? That is one question. And no doubt, another thing was there in my mind while listening your lecture, it is what is a very great thing. I think the appreciation and taking everyone together, that togetherness is a divinity. That is what I feel. So with this, I will conclude my this. But I want to answer, how to discriminate. Many of the times, the people, they believe, they behave, they show they are very great. And but when we reach to them, close to them, and we realize, oh, it is not so. But the time lapse is so much. So how to distinguish this kind of leaders? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a really very important and very good question. Yes, the people we see around us, like they act as a God people, divine people, and they behave that they are doing according to the will of God. But when we look to the scriptures, or when we look to the rules and regulations of our holy book and all, so when we read some of the things in our holy things, when we are following that, when we are going according to that word, then whatever comes in your way, you will not accept. Why? Because you have faith in God. Why? Because you have fear of God. Okay, see, there the wrong is there. There the sin is there, or there that is wrong. The differentiation wrong and right, the differentiation of bad and good, true, yes, no, the differentiations, okay, you will understand. Yes, according to my scripture, according to me, according to God, this is wrong. I should not accept that. According to God, this is right. Okay, so I should. So this differentiation you will have, and you won't go in a wrong way. So when you won't go in a wrong way, because you are fear, you have a fear of God. You fear to the words which mentioned in the spiritual books. Okay, so you won't go in a wrong direction. That have a fear from you get a fear in heart and mind. Yes, something will happen if I go wrong. So according to divine, according to God, this is wrong, so I should not go. If I go, something will happen, right? So if you have that, definitely you won't go with the wrong things, right? So this is it's there within you only. It's there with you, in fact. The way how you deal the things, the way how you think, the way how you accept it. When you accept the wrong thing, means you're falling. You're falling into the sin. You're going against God, right? So we should keep ourselves, like, we should be very, you should move away. You should be away from the sin, away from the wrong things when you are going as per the spiritual, as per the divine power. So that thing we should have. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much for your wonderful explanation. Definitely, I think these are the what we can say, the lights, lamps on our street of darkness. These holy books definitely they guides us, no doubt about this. So thank you very much. And definitely, we have to discriminate this, because otherwise, the we may get trapped, by just.
So I have the one question. Sir,
Thank
I
you.
have the one question I want to ask. So, ma'am, Sandra, ma'am,
Yes.
there is a Sarvak Shastra. You heard about the Sarvak? Sarvak, according to the Sarvak, there are four elements which is the responsible to create the new things. Uh, That is fire, water, air, and the globe. So, according to that, it is not supposed to be the Nastic related question. Nastic and Astic, Ishwar and Nashwar. So, this is the right things propounded by the Sarvak Shastra, which is wrote by the Virochan. You know Virochan? Virochan is the writer of Sarvak Shastra. And according to the Sarvak Shastra, there is some books is Chanakya Artha Shastra, the economics of Chanakya. The Buddhism also come out from that things.
Yes. So, like,
It is
what are the spiritual books, whatever divine books are they? Those divine books
So
definitely.
this is related to divine, but this is the another concept of divinity. Okay,
Okay.
divinity. It means, of course, these are also the divine concept. बट हम जो पंच महाभूत बोलते हैं पंच महाभूत उसमें आकाश नहीं है किधर भी अकॉर्डिंग टू द चारवाक शास्त्र there is only four elements are there. It means we have the power due to the only four elements. So that is not question.
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Swan Shukla sir and Dr. Rashi ma'am for your nice queries, and ma'am have answered it. Shall we take the another session, sir? Do it continue? Yes. Yes, I will now. I will announce, sir. So, dear participants, again, the session is in continue. If you have the time, so please attend the session now, which is going to present by Honorable Dr. Vilas Ipar, sir. who is going to deliver a talk upon the topic Maulana Kalam Azad, a
Thoughts
great
about the education.
leader, foremost leader of Indian freedom struggle. He was also known a renowned scholar and a poet.
करायचं का नाही
Now,
करायचं
let
मग
us,
त्या गोळ्यांमधनं गेलं परवडेल ना.
so please, I request now to Vilas Tapar sir, please start your talk
Yes, sir.
about the topic Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, a foremost leader of Indian freedom
So, good
struggle.
evening.
Welcome,
Can
sir,
I
please.
start?
Yes, sir.
Can I
Yes, yes.
start? Okay, good evening to one and all, particularly the leader of the education, Principal Betkar sir, then Prashant sir, then other participant, and the earlier speaker, Sandra madam. So welcome to again in behalf of that Ausa College and in behalf of myself, that is the Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathoda University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. We heard, listen, the thoughts about the divine leadership, divinity. Okay, now I will start the same concept, that is the leadership in education propounded by the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Okay, so another subject supposed to, the same subject we can retitle the thoughts, educational thoughts and the educational policy of the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. So Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, we are supposed to remembrance day. Tomorrow we are supposed to the remembering the day, Smriti Din of the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. So that's why I requested to Pracharya Principal Betkar sir, can I speak some points, some thoughts about the education in the remembrance of that day, because he was the very big personality in the education. So, in short, we can call that is the educational leadership. Okay, so the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the visionary leader. He is the great freedom fighter, eminent educationalist, and first Minister of Education of our independent India. So, Government of India has been declared his birth anniversary, that is the 11th November, as the National Education Day. है ना, राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा दिन. Okay, so Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was in reality, he was the reformer, activist, politician, philosopher, educationalist, and particularly staunch nationalist. It means Kattar Rashtravadi. So he had vision with a very clear idea of that the need of the people about education, and with the help of that education, that people should be fight for their freedom and the progress of our nation. However, the National Education Day, which is celebrated at 11 November, so I took the some one program with the Koinur College, Khultaban, okay, near by the Sambhajinagar. So, so Maulana Azad thoughts and the policy which are relevant to the present new educational policy, it means some ideas taken from that thoughts. That's why it is very necessary to understand the thoughts about the education or the educational thoughts which is propounded by the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, then Swami Vivekananda, then Mahatma Gandhi, then Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, and so on. Because so change is the nature of law. However, we must be change our educational curriculum, the thoughts, the theories, the ideas, the modules according to the changing scenario. So that is the basic idea behind. Then, first time he was introduced the national education policy related to education. He always traced and believed on that educational thoughts which can be help to build up the character of human being. It means first point and first condition of the education, he told the character building education. Also, it should be enable our nation defend newly freed country. And a freed means this is just freed from the त्याला आपण गुलामीतून नुकतीच मुक्त झालेला देश means freed country which was to be done through the social education. It means you can imagine. So now we are using the same words in our National Education Policy 2020. Okay. So तुम्ही आता ऐका बघा की समोर कस म्हणजे हाऊ द थॉट्स अबाउट द एज्युकेशन कम फॉरवर्ड विच इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द मौलाना अबुल कलाम before 70 years. Okay, so he is the basically philosopher. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the philosopher, the journalist, then particularly he was the spiritual personality. We just hear from the Sandra Kirthy about the divine leadership. The same thing he was supposed to propagate at that time. He traced on the spiritual thoughts, spiritual leadership that is related to philosophical intellect. तत्वज्ञानाच्या संबंधित असलेली बुद्धिमत्ता. So this is the base of education. Okay, so such type of thoughts, such type of educational quality, he made the liberal leader. Maulana Abul Kalam was the liberal leader. He is the free. He has not supported the followers of conservative educational thoughts who contributed significantly the freedom movement, free nature, his free nature. Conservative, which is supposed to just believe on the God, believe on the divine. So whatever it may be, that is the question which can be supposed to debatable question. So I asked the question to the ma'am about the Charvak Shastra. So Charvak Shastra believe on the how to make the property. Being I'm supposed to the from commerce. And Adam Smith was the trace on the while he is defining the economics. Economics. Because for the purpose of living the life, we should have the some sadhan, some properties. So which will be made by the efforts. That is Jodonia Dhana Uttam Vyavhar. It is Uttam Vyavhar. It means divine worship. So your worship of the God, that is rendering your right duty. It means the education of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and Swami Vivekananda and other educationalists or educational leaders who have propounded support to the leadership which lead to good work, best work. ईमानदारीने काम करणे. If you want to develop your country, you should render the pure service. Seva bhav. That is the work. Work culture should be created by the education. Okay, so that traced for the purpose to the development of our country, particularly after independence. Okay, the country progress and the development of country is depend on supposed to the education because we are supposed to adapt the education system that comprehensive and precise according to or accordance with the requirement of the age. And this is the age of digitalization. This is the age of globalization. It means changing scenario, we must be adapt, accept, and according to such type of changes, if companies and corporate sector supposed to adapt such type of activities, he means the corporate sector, that company, the college, and every person individually, they sustain in the market or economy will be developed. So that type of education should be there. Okay. So he again supposed to trace how the modern education should be adapted by the scholars, by the education institution, by the nation and by the states. It doesn't mean the modern education means detachment from the roots of your tradition. मॉडर्न एजुकेशन का यह मतलब नहीं है कि तुम्हारा डिटैचमेंट फ्रॉम द ट्रेडिशन एंड योर ओल्ड इज गोल्ड बोलते हैं ना, तो वहां से आपको भगाने का काम नहीं करती है मॉडर्न एजुकेशन सिस्टम अकॉर्डिंग टू द मौलाना अबुल कलाम आजाद. तो जस्ट एक्सेप्ट द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स in the education with the full flexibility. Same word we have used in the new educational policy. In the flexibility and adaptability, we to develop with the need of the plural society. It means several people, several castes, religion, race, linguistic person living in India. So the development of all persons, all factors of our society should be there. And according to such type of needs, our education should be developed. Curriculum should be developed. So he always stressed our opinion of the Azad, that is educationist should build the capacity of the spirit of inquiry. It means that is related to research. Okay. Spirit, it means under the divine. This is the power, divine power, spiritual power. है ना? The power of subtle mind, है ना? Power of mind, which is related to spirituality. Okay. So he should be inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial qualities, particularly moral leadership among the students, and become their role model. So such type of education should be provided by the institutions. Okay. However, earlier independence, due to the lack of the education, okay, linguistic skill, social etiquette, education, and other factors put Indians disadvantages earlier before independence. Is it? Due to the proper education, we supposed to face the problems. Okay. And Indians were extremely deprived from several benefits, social benefits. So socio-political, cultural, degraded due to the lack of education, particularly before independence. But after independence, they have incorporated such type of lacuna. Okay. So particularly he traced the capacity of as a when the first education minister, as an education minister, up to his death, he propounded or traced on such type of education which will be bright future and a bright of every individual about education. It means they traced on each and every person should get the education, free education. Okay. Because Maulana Abul Kalam Azad has traced particularly Indian realized importance of education. So education is the citizens' basic rights. Okay. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, that point taken from that idea. So he wanted democratized through the education system, democratized Lokshali Yukta education and reformed the entire curriculum with the provision that must integrate the values such as tolerance, acceptance, progressiveness, and development for the people of India. So that education should be provided. He also wanted to pursue mass literacy है campaign, mass literacy campaign, social concept of education. That is, the maximum people could be educated and made professionals so that the social structure and cultural diversity remains intact. It means every person should supposed to take such type of education which create the professional, suppose to units, the corporate sector, attitude, whatever it may be. It means each and every person should be work as a professionality. Okay. So the philosophy about the education so deeply influenced an Aligarh movement that was led by the Sayyid Ahmad Khan. So he has stressed on that moment for the purpose to eliminate the social evils and to achieve the ideal society that is economical, self-sufficient, that is the self-reliant, peaceful atmosphere in the society, and orderly as well as uphold the moral and spiritual values and reduce the disparities. It means in any circumstances, we should not the disparities or discriminate the society on the ground of caste, religion, race, color, gender, whatever it may be. It means equal. And that is the point incorporated in the our constitution, equal rights. All are equal in front of the law. That is the main idea. You and inequalities. So he introduced a new educational policy at that time. Okay, so he always advocated. It means stressed on the universalization of the basic education system. Universalization. It means equal education for all people and proposed the ideas of free and compulsory education until the secondary level for both boys and girls. Okay. After becoming independent, Maulana Azad made primary education a free and compulsory citizens' right of the children up to the 14 years. So that is the policy of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Okay. So these are the several points we have now incorporated in the new educational policy 2020. Okay, national education policy supposed to related to the given the more importance to the multilingualistic educational system. Okay, so education should be given in the medium of our home language, that is mother tongues or the local language or the regional language. It means in any circumstances that student must be educated. He must be understand in the local language. So this was so Maulana has emphasized so long back so educational systems revaluation constantly supposed to the lifting the human life sometimes better culturally, socially, morally, and spiritually. However, such type of the thoughts of education has been supposed to the traced by the our first uh, educational minister, that is Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Okay, so these are the several points I have supposed to explain in front of you. And thank you for the Bedkar sir and supposed to the other team who has given the opportunity to me. Again, thanks to other participants who have supposedly listened the patiently. So in the again स्मृति दिन के अवसर पर हमने थोड़ा बहुत मौलाना अबुल कलाम आजाद के जो विचार है हमने आपके सामने रखे हैं. So it might be the practice or express or explain the thoughts in front of our audience in the university. Once again, thank you, Bedkar sir, who have given the immediately permission from the Prashant sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, Dr. Vilas Yeppa, sir, for the nice lecture upon the
Thank you, sir.
Abdul Maulana Kalam Azad, who was
Sir,
the
this
first
is the magic of Bedkar, sir.
who
Sir,
was the
this is
first
the magic of
education
Bedkar, sir.
minister.
So who is the leader of education? Immediately pushed to us. And that's
Yes,
why I
sir.
am able to speak something on that topic. I'm not
Yes.
supposed to be expert in this subject, but I tried at my best level.
Really, we are very proud, sir, to listen you about the
Thank you.
Maulana Kalam Azad, the
Yes,
first
sir. Yes, sir.
education minister of independent India, who was an
Sir,
educationalist, philosopher,
myself
and
supposed
journalist.
to.
Let me talk, sir. Let me talk, or
नहीं मुझे मेरे को इंट्रोड्यूस करना है. आई एम द डायरेक्टर ऑफ मौलाना अबुल कलाम आजाद चेयर, यूजीसी चेयर.
thank you, sir. Thank you. We are proud. We are proud of you.
That is the beauty. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. मौलाना कलाम आजाद की एक कोट है, दिल से दी गई शिक्षा क्रांति लाती है. Now one more quote from Maulana Kalam Azad, that the educationist should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial and the moral leadership among the students and become their role model. So this was the quote, beautiful quote from the educationist Dr. Maulana Kalam Azad, and you have delivered very nice lecture upon the topic, sir. So much, and thank you, Sandra ma'am. Now I request the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Dr. M. Bedkar sir, to conclude the session. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now I move towards the vote of thanks. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur, it's organized a world record series 2. Today we have completed 352nd day. In today's session, two personalities have talked about the topic. The first one, that is Dr. Sandra Kirthy ma'am, talked upon true leadership with divinity so nicely, clearly, where Madam have explained what is meant by leadership, then divine leadership, its characteristics, then the leadership styles, and the essential elements, and the successful divine leadership. Now, these points you covered in your lecture so nicely, clearly, ma'am. So, I'm very, very thankful to you. And the second personality, the keynote speaker for today's session, that is Dr. Vilas Yappar sir, who talked about the great personality, educationist, philosopher, journalist, Maulana Kalam Azad. So, nicely, clearly. So, I'm very, very thankful to you, sir, to both personalities who joined in today's session and delivered a nice lecture. Then I thank the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Dr. M. Betkar sir. Also thanks the faculties from my college, IQAC coordinator Dr. Sanjay Kale sir and others. Then thanks to Dr. Swanand Shukla sir, Dr. Rashi ma'am for your queries, and also thanks all those dear participants who join the series regularly, encourages us and also enhance the beauty of the series. So thanks a lot once again to you all. Now I request those who have not filled the feedback link, please fill. It is given in the chat box. So with the kind permission of the chief organizer,